Very good morning to one and all. Welcome to the lecture series of Principle of Communication Engineering, second year Electronics and Telecommunication, same 4. We start with the module number 3, angle modulation and demodulation. In previous lecture, we discussed about lecture number 17, what is meant by frequency domain, deviation ratio, and numerical base on the basic terms which is related to the angle modulation in phase modulation and frequency modulation, like sensitivity, deviation, and modulation index. So today we will discuss with the bandwidth requirement for the angle modulated waves, and there are the two types of angle modulated. Basically in angle modulation there is the two types of FM modulation, narrow band FM and wide band FM, and comparison between narrow band FM and wide band FM. So first we will see what is in the bandwidth requirement. So bandwidth requirement of angle modulated waves according to the Carson's rule. As per the Carson rules, so it is depend upon the bandwidth of the angle modulated waves, or it is depend upon modulation index. That is to be need. Remember, it is depend upon the modulation index M. So what is meant by modulation index? It is a ratio of deviation divided by modulating frequency. So this is the deviation in frequency and this is the maximum modulating frequency of modulated signal. So modulation index has three types basically. Modulation index has three types depending upon their ranges values. So low modulation index, the value which is less than 1, so value of M is less than 1. Medium modulation index, which value lies between, values of modulation index lies between 1 to 10, and high modulation index, that is greater than 10. So value of modulation index is greater than 10. So minimum bandwidth as per the Carson rule. So minimum bandwidth as per the Carson rule for FM modulation, twice of the modulating frequency, where the modulation index value is less than 1. So bandwidth for the modulation index is twice of the FM. So here the value of M modulation index is less than 1. For high modulation index, the bandwidth is equal to twice of the frequency deviation, where value of modulation index is greater than 10. So delta f is your frequency deviation that is to be remember. So as per the Carson rule, minimum bandwidth for the angle modulated waves is equal to twice delta f plus fm. So this is the minimum bandwidth requirement of the angle modulated waves according to Carson rule, and is depend upon the basically on your modulation index. Then we go to the narrowband FM. First we see narrowband FM, and then we see wideband FM. So narrowband FM, it is used to improve the spectrum efficiency, that is the main object of the narrowband FM. Then it is using voice and radio communication. The modulation index for narrowband FM is less than 1. So m is less than 1 for narrowband FM. So m is less than 1 or equal to 1. So it is given modulation index delta f divided by FM. We know that the FM expression given for NBFF narrowband frequency modulation E of t is C cos omega c into t plus kf into em divided by omega m into sine omega m into t. Here kf into em divided by wm is nothing but the modulation index. So we put the value of E of t to EC cos omega c into t plus m into sine omega m into t. So here omega m of t is a angular modulating frequency, m is the modulation index. So we can apply here cos a plus b is equal to cos a plus cos a into cos b minus sin a into sin b. So we apply cos a plus b formula here, trigonometric formula, cos a plus b here. So cos a plus cos b minus sin a into sin b. So we get E of t, so EC cos omega c t plus cos m into sin omega m t minus sin omega c of t into sin m into sin omega m into t. Square bracket complete. So if m is modulation index is very small, hence if modulation index is very small, that is cos m sin omega m into t is equal to 1 and sin m into sin omega m into t is equal to m of sin omega m into t. So the final equation E of t is equal to EC cos omega c of t minus EC m into sin omega c of t plus sin omega m into t. We apply here again we can solve E of t EC cos omega c of t EC sin of t plus EC m into divided by 2 cos omega c plus omega m minus EC into m divided by 2 cos omega c minus omega m into t. So if we consider this is the carrier signal, this is upper sideband, this is lower sideband, this is USB, this is LSB, and this is carrier signal, which is the equation same as it is, which is C in previous FM modulation. So this is the basic equation of narrowband frequency modulation. We again write down another way of this narrowband equation. E of t is equal to EC cos omega c into t minus kf A of t into sin omega c of t. So this is the another way which is to be write down the narrowband equation. So some IMP points which is to be remember, important points regarding narrowband frequency modulation. First one, LSB is 180 degree out of phase with respect to upper sideband. Second, modulation index is less than or equal to 1. Hence, narrowband FM has only two sideband. One is LSB and second one is LSB. fourth one important point which is to be remembered, amplitude of LSB and upper sideband and lower sideband in narrowband FM is equal to ACM divided by 2, where AC is the amplitude of the carrier signal, M is the modulation index. Fifth point, the frequency deviation is limited with narrowband frequency modulation. Then these are the important points which is regarding to the in narrowband FM. Then we start with the wideband FM. Wideband frequency modulation. So the basic equation which is given in modulating signal, AC cos omega c of t plus kf into x of t into dt, where x of t is a arbitrary signal, and in wideband FM the components, the sidebands are infinite, so infinite of the component in terms of frequency compare, so different frequency harmonics are present. So M of t is directly proportional to A of c into JNB, where JNB is a Bessel functions, and the value of this Bessel functions depend upon the modulation index, and modulation index is denoted by here is B. So B is a modulation index that is denoted by B into Kf into AM divided by FM, where AM is the amplitude of the modulating signal, FM is the maximum modulating frequency, and Kf is the sensitivity of the signal. So this is about your narrowband wideband FM, and value of this wideband FM is greater than 10, or we can say greater than the 1 for the wideband FM. So value of the modulation index is greater than 1. Then we compares the two techniques, two types of this wideband modulation and narrowband modulation. So third point of our today's lecture is comparison with narrowband and wideband modulation techniques. So here the parameters, we will write down the first parameters, then wideband FM and narrowband FM. So first parameter, that is modulation index. So modulation index, M is greater than 1, M is less than 1. Less than 1 may be said at or slightly greater than 1. slightly greater than 1. Then maximum deviation, that is delta f. Maximum deviation, that is delta f, is 75 kHz in wideband FM, and in narrowband FM it is 5 kHz. Frequency range for modulating signal, frequency range of modulating signal. So frequency range for the wideband FM from 30 Hz to 50 kHz, 30 Hz to 15 kHz, and for narrowband FM it is 30 Hz to 3 kHz. That is to be remembered. Then maximum modulation index, maximum modulation index. So for wideband FM it is in the range of 5 to 2500, and for the narrowband FM it is slightly greater than 1, slightly greater than 1. Then bandwidth, it is 15 times greater than amplitude modulation, and same the bandwidth of the narrowband frequency modulation same as the amplitude modulation. Then last is nothing but the applications. So first on entertainment broadcasting, then high quality music transmission, then narrowband FM for mobile communication, for police, wireless communication, for ambulance, wireless communication, speech transmission. So in this lecture we are dealing with the bandwidth requirement as per Carlson rule. We see the bandwidth of the angle modulation waveform 2 into delta f into FM, where delta f is a frequency deviation and FM is the maximum modulating frequency. Then we see the narrowband FM. There are some important points and equations for the narrowband, then important points. Then we see the wideband FM, then comparison between the wideband FM and narrowband FM in the parameters modulation index, maximum deviations, frequency range, modulating signal, maximum modulation index, bandwidth and application. So here we will stop. In next lecture we discuss about the how to generate the FM transmission, that is modulators. So we can stop here. Thank you.